Hello dear students of class 6 and welcome to yet another online class of geography. Dear children, in the previous video we started chapter 4 major water bodies and we covered the description of 4 oceans in that. Today we will be looking at the fifth one. Dear children, in the previous video we covered on number 1 the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean. Okay, these were the 4 oceans that we covered. Now today dear children, in today's video we will be covering the Southern Ocean. The Southern Ocean, also known as the Antarctic Ocean. Antarctic Ocean. Never be confused. The Southern Ocean and the Antarctic Ocean means the same. The Southern Ocean and the Antarctic Ocean means the same. So in today's video, first of all, we'll be covering about the Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean, and then we will be moving ahead. So let's begin. Now first thing dear children you need to know is that Southern Ocean is at the very end of the South Pole. It surrounds South Pole, hence it is also known as Southern Ocean, but it is not actually one water body. Southern Ocean is culmination of Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and Indian Ocean. It means if I have to put this in simpler terms, Southern Ocean is formed with the waters of Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean. So hence you have 3 oceans forming the Southern Ocean. Check this out. Apart from these oceans, there is Southern Ocean or the Antarctic Ocean, which surrounds the continent of Antarctica. This ocean is formed by merging the Pacific, the Atlantic and Indian Ocean. Now this is the fifth and most important ocean after the other 4. Now we will be moving on to the importance. Oceans are very important for us for many reasons. Now there are many reasons due to which oceans are considered to be very, very important for us. And what are they? Let's see. Number 1, oceans are great storehouses of oil and mineral resources. Okay, so first importance that we learn, importance of oceans. First importance that we learn is that they are great storehouses of oil and minerals. Like the earth's surface out here, the land surface, the ocean surface, okay, under the ocean bed also comprises of many great minerals. Okay, many high value and high quality minerals are found there. But the most important thing that is found out there, the one thing that the world readily needs is oil. That's why many offshore oil fields have been set up all around the world by different countries in order to mine out the oil that is located in the ocean. Offshore oil field means these oil fields, this oil you can say is pulling station, oil extracting stations are not located on land. They are actually located in the ocean only. All right, that's why they are called offshore oil field. One of the offshore oil field is located in our India only. It is known as Bombay High. That particular offshore oil field is known as Bombay High. So this was our first important. Second one, they support a large variety of aquatic life. Support large variety of aquatic life. Many kind of deep sea fishes, deep sea animals survive in ocean. You can say ocean is a home to large variety of aquatic life which comprises of both fishes as well as aquatic plants. Okay, aquatic animals and aquatic plants. Let's look at the third one. They facilitate international trade by providing trade routes. Provide trade routes. Trade routes meaning many ships, big ships, ships which carry large items of export and import, ply through ocean. Had they been coming through the land route, it would have been very difficult. Okay, it would have been very expensive. Airways also same problem, expensive. Sea provide all natural, ready to make, no maintenance required ways which are known as waterways. These waterways are used by big ships as international trade routes, and these kind of trade routes help facilitate the international trade. Next, they moderate the climate of coastal areas. Moderate the climate of coastal areas. Moderate the climate of coastal areas meaning they help keep the temperate weather of coastal areas cool. They ensure that the coastal areas always stay cool, they don't get too hot. So let's see what you have here. They also moderate the climate of the coastal areas. Evaporation from ocean and sea surfaces transfers water vapor to the atmosphere. This water vapor later falls as rain onto the surface of the earth. So this is how coastal areas ensure that the climate of the seas and ocean ensure that the climate of coastal areas stay cool. You see that logic is very simple here. Water from coastal areas, okay, water from coastal areas, that is from the seas and the ocean, they evaporate. Okay, all this water goes up as water vapor, forms the cloud. Later on, when it falls as rain, it falls on the coastal areas, on the land surface, ensuring that the climate stays cool out there. Ocean are also a good food supply for many people. So we can say oceans are a food source. Food source. You see, people all around the world, right? People all around the world, and I'm particularly talking here about the people who eat fishes, are dependent on seas and oceans. Of course, most of us get our food source, that is the fish, from rivers only, but there are many people around the world who like to eat exotic variety of fishes which are found only in seas and oceans. So you see, seas and oceans are a ready source of food for people all around the world. Excuse me. Now we'll move on to sea. Now seas are also water bodies only, part of ocean, okay, but they are smaller. The very basic difference between an ocean and a sea is that seas are smaller in area, oceans are larger in area. That much you need to remember. Now before we go on to the sea, right, let's revise the importance of oceans. First of all, great storehouse of oils and minerals. Many minerals, oil is found in the ocean. Next, support large variety of aquatic life. Many Sea plants and sea animals are found here. Next, provide trade routes. Big ships carrying items of import and export ply between the countries through oceans. Next, moderate the climate of coastal areas through evaporation and rainfall. They moderate, they keep the climate regulated, okay, cool. Next, food source. Oceans are a source of food for many, how can you say that, people around the world. Now let's move on to sea. A sea is a part of an ocean that is smaller and shallower. Means it is sea is a part of ocean water, but first of all it is smaller in area. Secondly, it is not as deep as the ocean. So you remember these two differences. One, seas are smaller than oceans. Number two, seas are shallower than oceans. Seas are shallower than oceans. And the word shallower, for those who don't know, shallower meaning not very deep. In fact, shallow is the opposite of deep. Sea, okay? In comparison to ocean, we can say smaller and shallower. Okay? Sea is smaller and shallower in comparison to ocean. With this idea, let's continue. It is usually located close to the edge of the landmass or continent. A careful observation of world map on next page will reveal the presence of sea along the edges of the continent. You can easily locate the Caribbean Sea, the Bering Sea, the Arabian Sea and the North Sea. Now these are few of the examples only, but what this part wants to say is that most of these seas are found on the edges, on the border areas of the continents. Next we have gulfs and bays. A gulf is an inlet of the sea of large aerial proportions, while bay is an open curving indentation made by sea or a lake onto the coastline. Gulfs are more indented than bays and are more enclosed. Now you are going to learn about two of the most confusing terms ever, gulf and bay. Now I call it confusing because they almost feel the same. Understood? Almost feel the same, but there are basic differences. Okay, basic differences which make sure that these two are not the same. That's what you will be learning at. First of all, let's talk only about gulf. Now, as the book says, a gulf is an inlet of the sea of large area proportions. Okay, what happens? Suppose, let's consider our country only, right? Now, in this particular area, you will see there is an inlet of the sea. You know there is Arabian Sea here, right? Now, the water of the Arabian Sea goes a little bit inside the land because there is an opening out here. The inlet which allows the sea water to move into the land. These kind of inlets are known as gulf. Okay, they are known as gulf. The small inlets of sea water into the land. Next, while bay is an open curving indentation made by sea or lake into the coastline. Bay is nothing but a simple curve. Like if you consider our map only, India map, sorry. This particular area, if you know, it is called Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal. Now, why it is called Bay of Bengal? Because you see, this particular area was formed as a part of a curve. It is a part of a curve, a indentation, a large open indentation, and it is formed by seawater. Whereas Gulf is simply a narrow opening into the land, which allows seawater to move in. Now, once again, I'll be telling you, Gulf is simply a small inlet of seawater into the land, Whereas bay is a large open curve. Indentation means curve made by the sea water. Please remember this one. Okay. Now in the next video to follow, we will be covering straits, lakes and rivers. Alright. So go through the video, and as I told you earlier, your previous chapter's question answer will be provided as PDF today itself. Okay. Thank you very much. Stay safe.